Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Vaishnavi and today I am in conversation with Dr. Sabine Kapasi. Welcome ma'am. Hello. So she is a renowned expert in the field of health policy and governance strategy. So how are you feeling today ma'am? Cold? Okay. I mean Delhi winters.
Well, yeah, not very used to the Delhi pollution, but I think all good, right? I mean, I'd rather city otherwise. So.
Okay. So is there any other insights about the pollution specifically in terms of Delhi? Because we are in the public health sector now.
No, it's difficult, right? I mean, the temperature you can handle it. I mean, even travel enough for my body to have lost any sense of the circadian rhythm or any sense of temperature control. But the problem with the smog is real, which is even right now I have like a slight congestion, slight rhinitis, slight sinusitis, and that is just doesn't go away for a month or 2 months at least. It is not okay. So of course there are lots of problems, right? And let's not get into that. But wearing a mask might help, I think. It hasn't helped me and I've tried. So I don't think if you are staying very anything much can help. If you're staying indoors, of course you can use an air purifier, so that is fine. Otherwise it's a little difficult. But I mean I'm sure governments and a lot of other solutions are working on trying to solve it and all in different. But for personal care, I think that's all there is. But we need to really honestly think about people who are sleeping on the streets. Who do not have those mechanisms. About dogs, about cats, about animals. Like we are forcing them into a public health crisis, which I mean they are dependent on us. We should not be doing that to them.
I mean, we are speaking about One Health now, and then we are not taking care of these things.
There's this very interesting research that kids who grow up with animals around them have a much better immune system. Right?
Yes.
And you know why?
I mean, I don't know, you can tell me now.
So it's about biomes, right? Our skin, our gut, our every system in our body is consists of billions of bacteria and microspores, biomes, so much, right? And we itself are a massive ecosystem, and that's with the animals as well. And when you live around animals, our biomes are even more diversified. Right? Which is why antimicrobial resistance is a problem, right? Because we have the bacteria which is done. So I think that is one theory, though no one knows for sure, but that is one of the most proven theories as of now. Not clinically validated, but most proven. So I think that is, I think that we are doing a huge disservice because of all of this to organisms who really confident.
So the other day, I also came across, I was listening to one of the podcasts, and there he was telling about gut health, and where he mentioned that kids who grow near the soil, they have a very good gut health because they develop this sort of resistance and fighting mechanism because they are in contact with a lot of bacteria which are good and bad in its own ways.
No, so it's not more, see, first of all, I think, and again, as I said, that because there is limited clinical data around it, so no one can say for sure. Yes, but this is my understanding of it. And that is largely that if you're, it's all about ecosystem. So today we are in a world of globalization. Globalization I don't believe as asparagus, which is one thing, I believe avocado is definitely a vegetable, but it's not. So then what happens? Where are you? You basically eat food that's sourdough bread. I mean, an avocado toast has everything on it which is not grown. So your bodies, when you grew up, so evolution was very slow. Civilization evolves very fast. So civilization evolved much faster than our body was going to evolve, which is why we face a lot of problems like lactose intolerance, right? A lot of allergic reactions that we face far more than we were in the past. Because we were not exposed to those other things, right? I mean, I was not exposed to something that was growing in Sri Lanka or something that was growing in, for that matter, Siberia. Right? Where would I be exposed? But now I am because half of it is on my food and others is on my clothes, right? So obviously I'm going to show now it will take a couple of generations, maybe a few centuries even, for our bodies to basically adopt to the globalization that we have created as a society. And perhaps at that point, so it's a tussle, we don't know if we cannot cut down globalization, right? Because it's globalization that has given us modern medicine, science, internet, digital technologies, all of it. Like, we can't stop it. So we just have to wait it out and try to make sure that we survive that. Because it's a problem we created. It's not exactly a problem, but it's a situation that we created, and eventually our bodies will adapt, but that will happen to them too. We just have to give it time. So, I think that's around it. Then when it comes to biome, as you were saying, numbers matter, gut obviously has a lot of bacteria, right? I mean, there is a very weird fact to speak about in the morning, but we are an afternoon, so I'll take that. So, did you know that even if you don't eat, you can still poop for 4 days?
Yeah.
You know why?
I think because there is a lot of ingested food, like I don't know the technicality of it, but I think we can.
No, the reason is that 80% of what we excrete is actually bacterial capsids and bacterial cells. It's not even our own food, right? So until that starts dying and we have severe dehydration, we will keep on, we will keep on cooking, and that basically that comes to the fact that bacteria and that is filled with bacteria, and not just bacteria, parasite filled with all kinds of protozoa, pathogens, organisms. That is where the whole biome thing fits in as well. The more diversified that biome, the better we are at adapting to newer atmospheres, which is why people who are more exposed and not more sheltered are people who are able to go for it.
This conversation took a very entirely different drive, starting from the Delhi pollution. It was, Sachin sir would have a nightmare that what I was talking at InnoHEALTH. But it was great talking that, and anyway, like this, coming down to InnoHEALTH. So, how has your experience been here?
I think it's a very well managed conference. You guys have done a very, very good job. Honestly, I mean, you guys have done better than many of the conferences I've been in. The entire process from invites all the way till giving location which is very helpful. Honestly, I have gotten lost getting to conferences so many times. So that really did help. And monitoring it across the whole process, you guys are still young. Of course, there are things that you will learn and change. But you guys have done a fabulous job, honestly.
Thank you so much for the appreciation, and I think we have had enough of conversation that way. So, is there anything you would like to sum up as we come from a policy background? So, something that the government should work on in terms of policy making or policy reviewing or implementation for that matter? I mean, anything of that sort that you
No,
know.
there is a lot that needs to be done. I think because the theme is health, it's about innovation and health. One of the major things I think that is happening now is the current tech policy. Though it's fairly generalized, I think one of the major applications that is health. And so what happens in tech is it's a hockey stick movement, right? You need a ton of resources, both public and private resources, to basically get it started, to get the validations done, to get the development done. And then once the IP is formed, then the growth is almost there, right? But the scope of failure is large, so the risk is very high. Which is why government has made organizations like the CSIR network of organizations that do a lot of good research. I'm sure universities as they also have developing labs, but I think a lot needs to be done in bringing the private sector in for taking commercialization and other solutions as well, which gives scientists and others hope to grow what they are building out, especially in deep tech drug discovery, deep tech device discovery, giving them a proper marketplace because everyone will not know everything. You can't expect a scientist to be very good at business strategy and also good at finance and tax management. I suck at tax management, so I know how bad it is. Like every time I talk to my father, that's the only note of conversations. Thanks, Varaka.
Yeah.
So,
you cannot expect somebody to do everything.
Yeah, exactly. So, helping people who have their own expertise, then take it to a logical culmination is very, very important. We are a big country. We actually have a lot of IP, and recently I've been digging in a lot into some of the policies that we are creating with the organization. We actually have spectacular research that has already been done and patented. Only thing is we don't know how to commercialize it and market. Yeah, bring industry in who can actually fund the commercialization, the testing, and then the growth of it. So I think that is going to be one major thing that we do in the coming few years, which will add a lot of new IP and which will actually put us on the map of being not just the manufacturers of the world, but also people who are people as in a country that creates true intellect and true intellectual property.
So yeah, that was great hearing from you, and I knew this was one of the best podcasts.